So the state of Telangana is a critical state here in South India, contributing 17 Lok Sabha MPs. There is already, some would say, a bit of a crowded political field with the ruling Congress, the main opposition BRS, the BJP trying to make some inroads, not so successful up until now. And now there is a new political party in the state of Telangana, the TRS, the Telangana Rakshana Sene, and I'm joined now by the leader of the TRS, K. Kavitha. Thank you very much for joining us on Frankly Speaking and on Times Now. So you recently received the Election Commission approval for the name of your party, the Telangana Rakshana Sene. You have the same three alphabets of the previous party, TRS. Was it deliberate? Did you want the exact same TRS? Because the TRS has now become something else. It's become the BRS.
Yes. But thanks, Akaji, for having me here on Frankly Speaking. And thank you so much for talking about my party. Well, I didn't ask for the name. I think it was written on my name, and it is just pure destiny that Telangana Rakshana Sena got the approval. There were other choices that I gave, but Election Commission approved this. And the abbreviations generally doesn't matter to the Election Commission, but it worked out for me because TRS was a party that I had my blood and sweat in there as well. Once it was changed to BRS, I was not in support of the name change as well. I did not even attend the meeting of the name change, and I've been very vocal about it. Well, anyway, after a lot of, negative things that have happened in my life, I'm here now. I want to work for the people of Telangana. And this is the only way that I know. And politics is a pretty powerful tool to, make any kind of difference in people's lives.
But ma'am, I said at the top of the show, it's already a crowded political field. You have the ruling Congress, you have the opposition BRS, you have the BJP trying to make inroads, and now there is a new player, your party, the TRS. Why should the people of Telangana vote for a new party?
I believe there is always space for good politics in this country. India has seen so many people emerge out of thin air, and many people, if you have something good to offer to the people have always had open minds, accepted. We've seen it in Telangana happen. We've seen it in United Andhra Pradesh when NTR Garu had floated a party. We've seen it when KCR Garu has floated a party. We've seen it when MGR, many people have made a lot of difference here. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to follow their footsteps and be a very successful political party.
You mentioned Tamil Nadu and Vijay recently. I mean, there were many who were saying that he won't make a mark, he might get 8%, 10%. What do you make of this almost incredible political journey that has now landed him in the Chief Minister's chair?
Well, see, when you speak to the people straight from your heart, and when there is no dressing up of the facts, and when there is no, wrongful inputs or hatred or divisive politics is a part, I believe people still want to accept those clean politics, and I am all for clean politics. I'm known to talk very openly. I'm known to speak my mind, and that's probably why VRS kicked me out also. But then I think people like it. People will love it, and that's what has happened with Vijay. Tomorrow, I'm sure in India, across the nation, youngsters today want to hear their politicians speak the truth. It is difficult, you speak about it. It is not difficult, you speak about it. But truth, but not lies. I think that is where Indian politics is headed to.
But ma'am, you also have, some would say, a liability, but you also have a dynastic name, right? You are part of a very eminent political family here in the state. In fact, a leader from your old party recently said, I don't want to take his name, but he said, just by adding Gandhi's name to one's name, you don't become Mahatma Gandhi. Similarly, by adding KCR family's name and claiming to be TRS, Kavitha cannot achieve the desired impact. How will you respond to the criticism that at the end of the day, you are also drawing your political fame and name from a dynasty?
There is no doubt about it. I am KCR's daughter, and I will remain KCR's daughter, irrespective of whether I am in KCR's party or not. So right now, because BRS has suspended me from their party, I am not going to go back on my agenda of serving the people of the state. I've been in politics in the last 20 years. First 8 years of my life, I was independent, working from my organization called Jagruti. When the party needed me, when they wanted to give me an MP ticket so that my district will have an impact and win more seats for the party, I was there for the party. Whatever the party needed me, I did. But today, all of a sudden, just because you speak the truth that they don't like it, I'm thrown out of the party. So I did not come into politics to be in politics. I came into a people's movement. I was running my own NGO. I was running my own civil society organization. Politics happened because party needed me at that point of time. There was no merger with the Congress. BRS was going independent. So now all I know is politics. All I understand is the best way to alleviate people's problems, a very powerful way is through politics. So I want to float my own party. I want to take the ideas that I have, which I used to share within the party then. Now I can get to share it with the people.
But where did this rupture happen with the BRS? You said even in the 2019 Lok Sabha, I think you contested from Nizamabad, you had lost that election. You felt like, you said that the party was not working for you. The leaders of the party at that time rejected that charge. Then, of course, we saw everything that happened in the Delhi liquor excise case. Again, you felt like nobody in the party was standing by you. But they said they were waiting for you to clear your name. So where did this rupture happen?
Well, let me say this. I was always the vocal person in the party, within the party, because I grew up independently, as in the public arena. I had my own organization and then I was invited into the party. I always spoke my mind. If you do not like certain things, there is a way to talk to the people within the party. I did not like the name of TRS being changed to BRS. I did not like many of the corrupt practices by many people. I've time and again reported it to the leader of the party. There was no action whatsoever taken. I was not very happy, and unfortunately, my loss was a very deliberate attempt to, I believe, to stall my growth. Once that is done, I requested only one thing from the party, that, we should introspect into the losses. How could I lose the election in Islamabad? What went wrong? That needs to be introspected. Party never took a step into that. Ultimately, it led to a situation where BRS chief himself had lost one election, which he never did in the last 40 years. So once you stop introspecting in one case, one thing will add up to other and party will ultimately lose. And that is what happened in 2023. Well, during all that, through thick and thin, I was there, and the BJP's vendetta politically, I was the collateral damage. The whole country knows, the whole world knows.
But why didn't your party speak up for you? I mean, neither did the working president at that time, neither did your father speak up in your favor. Yeah. Why was that?
Well, that is a question for them, right? So now when there is a case on either KTR Garu or Harish or anybody, the whole party comes to their defense. But it did not happen in my case. And I've asked them,
you have not asked them this question?
I have asked them specifically to speak. I've asked them to address a press conference. They did not. So that's where I began to understand that this treatment is not correct. Every member of the party should be treated equally. Well, I put up with all that.
But what about your father? I'm sure you had direct access to him. You must have asked him, why didn't the party come out and in your support when you were going through the phase of where you were jailed, and you eventually, of course, the court of law dismissed those charges. But why didn't you? What was his response when you asked him this?
Well, he was only stalling it. He said we will hold a press conference soon, and that soon never came. And the damage has happened. I was arrested, and see the public humiliation that you face, and especially as a woman with 2 teenage sons, it was not easy. So the 3 years of this entire false charges being alleged, put upon me, and then me going to jail, coming back, etc. It was a very tough time in my life. And during that tough time, my party was not with me. And I had put my blood and sweat for the party. So I definitely felt very bad. After coming back from jail also, there were 100 restrictions that were put upon me. I tried to, toe the line, but how long can one take it? And then one day they suddenly decide to suspend me without a show cause notice, without a reason. All I have done was to promote the party everywhere. I mean, you can check any footage, you can check with anybody. But then I was suspended all of a sudden with no reason whatsoever.
And again, when you tried to confront the leadership of the party,
they never spoke to me after that. After the suspension, there was no communication
at all.
I didn't try either because I really felt very humiliated. See, publicly you humiliate somebody, suspend them from the organization, then what is there to talk about? They could have just given me a show cause notice. I could have said whatever I had to say, and if they like it or not like it, that's a different story.
So when was the last time you actually spoke to your father or to your brother?
It's been over a year.
It's been over a year.
Over a year, unfortunately. See, my point is, after they suspended, I didn't immediately jump and start a party. I waited for quite some time.
Correct.
It was probably 8-9 months I waited. Then I started the process of registering a party. It took me another 3 months, so it's practically a year I waited. It's not that, see, point here is to not take vendetta on the family. Point here is, as a person, what do I want to do in my life? And this last 1 year gave me that time. I was in the jail. I suffered quite a lot, very serious health issues, etc. I realized that life is very, very small.
Yeah.
In the small life, what do you want to do? I want to serve the people. And what is the way that I know is politics. And floating a political party itself is power. Whether you are in power, you are not in power. You take up any issue, the governments will respond. And I've seen that happening in the last 1.5 years. I've taken up about 20-25 issues. Pretty much almost all of the issues are either addressed, some are even solved. Just recently, last 1 month back, I took up an issue of Palamur Rangareddy project not being taken up for last 12 years. Tomorrow day after, CM is actually going to go sit there 2 days in that district trying to solve the issue. So if you take up the issue in the right way, people will get help. And I want to be the medium so the people get help.
So what would you say to critics who say that ultimately you will just end up cutting votes of either the Congress or the BRS, that you will be a vote cutter party?
See, I'm a party. Now, the harder I work, the more I reach to the people. It is up to the people to decide how many votes they want to give me.
Sure.
I'm not worried about whose votes I'm going to cut. I'm only worried about how will I reach to the people's hearts. If I do a good job, if I take up the right issues, if I'm able to form the right kind of people, build up the cadre properly, I might be the number one party. I won't be a vote-cutting party. I probably will be the party in power.
You are confident that you can sweep aside the established parties like Congress, BRS, BJP, even Mr. Owaisi's party, and emerge more than any of these established parties?
There is quite a decent possibility because Telugu people, Andhra Pradesh, has seen Mr. N.T. Ramarao garu coming to power in 8 months. KCR garu had to struggle for quite some time. But then the love that he received, even though he was not in power, because of the issues that he took up, is unmatchable to any other party that we've seen in this country. You've seen the example of Vijay. Within 2.5 years, he actually came to power.
The difference being that in the case of Mr. NTR or Mr. Vijay, they were very popular film stars. They had name and face recognition. In the case of your father, for example, he was intrinsically linked to the statehood movement,
yes.
Right? You don't have either of that.
Well, see, let me tell you this thing. There are many successful film stars like Chiranjeevi who floated the party, who failed. So popularity, stardom will bring you crowds. But what will make the crowds vote for you is the agenda. So I have a very powerful agenda. And I'm a face known across Telangana. And there was no women chief minister ever in either Andhra or Telangana. And people of Telangana, I believe, are ready for a change. Okay. If there is a leadership change, women coming to the power and looking at solving the issues in a very, adding that feminine and maternal feel to the solutions, I believe people will like it. See, my agenda is very simple. I want to give completely free health and free education, even in the private sector, to the people of Telangana. It is a very ambitious project. It is a very ambitious goal. But that will relieve my people of, today people spend at least 70% of their income on health and education. I want to relieve people of that. Imagine the happiness that the people will get. Those agendas, those
but
powerful agendas. But what about
the public finances? Already Telangana is one of the highly indebted states. There are these 5 guarantees that the Congress government is not able to meet because of the level of indebtedness.
Well,
if Congress you're going to make healthcare and education free, that's only going to add to the strain on public finances.
Yes, absolutely. But then there are many ways to make more money. There are many ways to spend the money very diligently, which the current government is not doing. They're just simply looting the government, looting the public's money. They're spending on the wrong things. They're not even thinking about wealth creation. I have those solutions. I've been working with experts. See, people won't know everything. I don't know everything on my own. but if you can put together a team which knows, and that is how I came up with my agenda called Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam is Lord Sri Krishna Shankar, but then Panchajanyam also is the 5 core areas on which I want to work on. So all the 5 core areas, the fundamental of it being the social justice. State of Telangana was achieved so that there will be equitable development everywhere. We've not seen that happening. We've not seen farmers becoming, being given the importance that they deserve. Till date, farmer faces problems, core basic problems like land reforms, etc. Those can be taken up. Youngsters, people always talk about youngsters, but look at China where they give you finance at 0% for any brilliant idea that you have. We don't support them. I mean, China is authoritarian. I don't like China, but then problem is we don't support our youth. I want to do that. So with this kind of an ideology, I believe I'll be able to, gather the support of the people, but then also find solutions. I have experience as a parliamentarian, have experience as a member of Legislative Council, have worked among the people for last 20 years. My passion itself is finance. So I'm good at creating wealth, and I'm also very sure it'll be able to, spend on the right things to get good results.
You also pitched your party as sort of opposed to both the national parties, BJP and Congress. You have said that both only attempt to weaken regional parties, and particularly in South India, you have said that whether it is in Tamil Nadu, DMK, whether it is in Andhra with YSRCP and TDP, why do you believe there is a case for more regional parties in a state like Telangana, where already one national party is in power, other national party has been trying to make inroads for the last many elections now?
See, for national parties, Telangana would be one among 100 issues. But for a regional party, Telangana is the only issue. Now, BRS, which was a regional party, fought for the cause of Telangana. Now they have also moved on to being a national party. So their core agenda, their umbilical cord with the people of Telangana is not there anymore. It's cut. So there is a need for a regional party which will talk about issues of Telangana. See, we fought for Telangana for 60 years. What was the core issue? It was the issue of self-respect. Because we were being treated as second-grade citizens, we fought for it. Now again, the same situation is being repeated. Since last 2 days, Mr. Pawan Kalyan is making all, statements to just kickstart the row of Andhra, Telangana all over again. And we need to protect our people from falling into, those false narratives, getting excited about it, and lose focus on the core issues of Telangana. So there needs to be a regional party.
But what about the issue that he raised? He says that, he used some very, very hurtful words, I'm told, in terms of, they won't allow you to sing Vande Mataram, they'll make this into a Palestine or something of that sort. Why is that not received well in the state of Telangana?
He's equating Telangana to Pakistan. You tell me, should it be received well? He's calling us terrorists. We are movement leaders. He's calling us terrorists. We are not. What have we done? We've asked for a separate state. Very much so under the framework of the Constitution. He is a person who unfortunately accidentally became Deputy CM of Andhra Pradesh because of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu's, I think influence or power or whatever. But he's always pitted against people of Telangana by somebody else, is what I believe.
Because for what? To achieve what? He's saying that he's going to contest the upcoming municipal elections.
See, he contested the last municipal elections also. He got 1 seat. No, that's no big deal. Let him contest. People will anyway make sure he doesn't get any seats. The point here is, he said that he actually could not eat food for 11 days when Telangana was formed. He keeps talking nonsense like this. And then he wants to come to Telangana, talk about rebuilding Telangana. I said, why don't you bloody build your capital? It's been 12 years. You please build your capital. You please make sure that your capital won't be flooded this monsoon. And then come to Telangana and teach us on how to rebuild Telangana.
But are you not worried that bulk of investment, industry, Google, etc. are all going to Andhra Pradesh? No one is talking about.
These are all MNCs. They set up shop everywhere. If you give them space in 10 states, they set up shop in 10 states. So you don't have to worry about losing businesses now anymore.
So I want to come back to, the pitch that you've made. You have said, South India, you want to have a federal sort of structure. You feel like the center is imposing, whether it is Hindi, whether it is, the mess up with the CBSE exams recently, the NEET paper leak, etc. But this is something that other regional parties in the south have also, flagged
Yeah.
off. DMK flagged it off earlier. Even the Congress here in Telangana has flagged it off. But these issues don't seem to be having that much resonance on the ground. At least electorally, the DMK got wiped out, right?
It's not about electoral result, right? Because certain futuristic policies should be propagated by the parties, whether you get electoral result or not. And as a party, I strongly believe that NEET should be given to independent states. States should have their own NEET. CBSE
It should
leak
not be
is,
one
it should not
centralized
be
exam.
one centralized exam at
Okay.
all. There's no benefit in it for anybody. It should be separate. And the kind of leakages that you have seen, the inefficiency that you have seen, see, we don't see anything leaking out of the cabinet meeting, do we? Why does a neat paper leak out? It's a will. It is a political will of a party or a government that keeps secrets intact. If you can do that to your one cabinet meeting, why can't you work for need to being kept, secretive? It is a future of lakhs of people. Yeah, 23 lakh people wrote. I have two young children. I know how much pressure it is on the kids. It's not fair. Same thing with the CBSE. Suddenly, within 5 days, you are supposed to impose a third language policy. How will southern states find somebody teaching, Telugu or suddenly some other language? So it's basically trying to impose Sanskrit and Hindi on all over the country, which is really not fair.
The central government says that NEP has been, a debated policy for the last 3 years. It was introduced, I think, in class 6 a few years ago. Now this has been extended to class 9, and everybody was on board. And now at the last minute, again, the familiar old politics is being played by the familiar old regional parties, particularly in the south.
Not really. The class 6 was discussed. It was going on, but class 9 is sudden increase. And suddenly you won't get that many teachers, right? So where will you run? Then the only option left would be Hindi. So we see it, don't get me wrong, I love Hindi. I speak decent Hindi. I understand Hindi, but the point is you can't impose Hindi on us. And people who live here should at least know, understand and learn Telugu more than Hindi, because it is our regional identity we also need to protect, right? So people should learn Telugu. That should be the first or second language. Then if there is a choice, people want to learn Hindi, sure, why not?
Now, recently, the central government had linked the women's reservation as well as the delimitation bill. What is your position on that? Because ultimately, delimitation, it can't be frozen at 1971 population. We're in 2026. We're 50 years on. At some point, the composition of the Lok Sabha needs to change.
Now, I want you to really keep an open mind when I give an answer to this. First of all, women reservation and delimitation has nothing to do with each other. Combining them together is a serious disservice to the women folk of this nation. That aside, see, does anything get done at the member of parliament level? Does it matter to you if Telangana has 17 MPs or 27 MPs? Kuch farak nahi padega. What makes more difference is having more number of MLAs, because the issues of the people will get addressed. So my sincere request today to the union government is, please do the delimitation of the MLA seats in every state. Set up a benchmark. If you want 2 lakh people to be there in a constituency, set that benchmark across the nation. Maybe some small states like Sikkim, Pondicherry, etc., they'll have some problems. Set a different benchmark for that. But member of parliament seats, my strong belief, should be the same as it is. In that same number of parliament seats, you give away 33% immediately to women. Do not link both of these.
I want to come to, where I started off this whole rupture that happened between you and your former party, the Delhi excise case. The Delhi court, of course, has discharged you and other accused in this case, but the original case is now, the CBI, I think, has gone into appeal. In the High Court, there was this whole back and forth that happened between Mr. Kejriwal and one of the judges. Why do you believe the CBI will not challenge your acquittal or the fellow accused, their acquittal?
It's okay. We will just follow the legal course. I know in my heart I've done nothing wrong. And I've been saying this from day one, that I've done nothing wrong and I'll definitely get... I'm so happy to say this, that we are not acquitted. The whole charges are being discharged.
You've been discharged.
So there's a lot of difference between those two. So I think that is my faith and my truth that has prevailed. And tomorrow also that will prevail is what I'm thinking. Let them go to appeal. Let them do whatever they have to, because the power is in their hands. The agencies being misused against the political parties is not new in this country. It won't end today. I know it will continue tomorrow also. That's all right. But truth will end of the day prevail.
You spent 5.5 months in jail.
Yes.
What is the one biggest learning or the biggest life lesson or takeaway that you had in those 5 months, 5.5 months.
I think, we don't appreciate the life that we have. None of us do until we lose it. Once you lose your freedom, then you understand the value of life. So I believe since the day I came out, that's what I've decided that.
Thank you, K. Kavitha,
so
for joining us, and all the best to you. It's up to the people of Telangana to decide whether they like your party, whether they will
Yes.
vote for your party. But thank you for joining us on
Thank you so
Frankly
much.
Speaking. Thank you.